Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brad and welcome back to Screamin' Pirate EDC. Hopefully you guys had a good holiday and New Year's. I am happy to be back. Hopefully you liked my best of 2021 videos. Well, let's go ahead and hop into what I have on me today. First up, my mug is going to be the Till Death Do Us Part mug. This is going to be from Death Wish Coffee. Next up, my wallet is going to be the Vera Forma Minimalist. You can grab one of these from the link in my description, my affiliate link on Amazon. They're great little wallets, guys. After that, my coin and pin. This is going to be the Raven the Pirate coin. I got this from Novel Carry, and this is the Zebra F701 pin. Again, you can get this from my affiliate link in the description on Amazon. Very cool little pin and very cheap. After that, my Hank, of course, has to be the Screamin' Pirate EDC Hank, guys. This is on Renegade EDC's website. I have a link in the description. Go ahead and pick one up. All of the purchases for these directly benefit the channel. So good stuff, allows me to get more knives and reviews out to you guys. While that's out of the way, what do I have for you today? This is going to be another Plunder or plank. Today we have a very interesting new design from Brian Brown. This is the Brian Brown Dutchman. Now these are made by Tuya Knives. Very interesting little tiny cleaver knife. So we have a titanium and we have a carbon fiber. Very cool little knives. Very excited to take a look at these. Let's go ahead, head top down, and take a closer look at the Brian Brown Dutchman. All right, guys, we are top down. Now, first thing I want to talk about is take a look at this like pelican case that you get with your Brian Brown Tuya collaboration. Kind of cool. Nice foam interior. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, very different than what most people are doing right now. Let's set him to the side and take a look at these two Dutchmen. Is it the Dutchman? So these are the Dutchmen. Is that right? Did I get that right? I'm gonna hold those up for you guys so you can see them here. So obviously one's carbon fiber, one is titanium. Very interesting, both in M390. Let me go ahead and flip that over for you guys. Get the glare off that. And now that we have both of these here, guys, let's do a few size comparisons. So while I'm doing these size comparisons, I'm gonna have a pop-up with the stats on the Dutchman. You know what? Let me go ahead and bring him up here so you can get a little bit better view. Hey, I like that a lot better. That's just me. So first up, what reminded me of the two of these? Well, baby banter, guys. Let's get some baby banter action. So surprisingly, the baby banter is almost the exact same size. I thought that was absolutely crazy the first time I opened that up. Next up, let's go ahead and get the Spyderco Dragonfly. Once again, guys, I was shocked. Dragonfly is very similar in size. Very similar. Crazy stuff to me. Let's move that baby banter out of the way. And next up, let's get the Kaiser Mini Sheepdog. I'm gonna move some stuff around. Now, the Mini Sheepdog is going to be bigger than all of these, but I also think that the Mini Sheepdog works the best for my hands. But give you a good size comparison right there. Let's close those up. And then I think the most apropos that you guys are going to want to be interested in is, what did the Dutchman look like next to other Brian Browns? So this is next to your Jaeger M. Yes, M, that's right. And this is going to be next to your Raptor. Now, as you can see, guys, these are vastly different than what Brian has done in the past. But I do like that Brian is bringing out some new designs. Well, let's go ahead and get those off the table now that you have seen those next to each other. And let's talk about these knives. So let me pick up the titanium one. This is Brian's personal Dutchman that he is lending to me. I do like this finger access right here, this lock bar access. I think that's really cool. Also, flush screws, guys. Outside of the pivot, those are all flush. I thought that was neat. You obviously get your little Brian Brown logo right there, guys. Pretty cool. And now I think this one is so smooth because Brian's been messing with it. Why you gotta mess with the knives, Brian? Why you gotta mess with your own knife? But this one is fairly smooth. You can reverse flick, and I can thumb flick. So I think that's neat. One thing I do wish is that there was jimping up here, because you could maybe front flick this knife. That'd be kind of cool. Now, materials and as far as design, I think these are really cool knives. That's about where my love of these knives end. And the reason I say that, guys, is this one has clearly not been used as much by Brian, the carbon fiber one. Oh, apologize for that in the background, guys. So the carbon fiber one clearly has not been used as much by Brian, and it was very clear when I went to close it. A lot of grit in there, it felt like. Now, I could probably take this apart, lube it, break it in, you know, have that detent, you know, track nice and, you know, broken in. But the carbon fiber is pretty basic, in my opinion. Also, I'll tell you this right now, guys. When I first picked this knife up, I put 2 fingers here and then put this out here and went, well, that's not very comfortable. Why do I have 2 fingers hanging off? Well, what the fuck is this? And then over time, and I didn't say anything to Brian because I wanted to figure it out, if you put your middle and ring right there, put your index up here, your pinky goes right in the curve right here. So that is actually how I think you're supposed to hold this knife. Very cool, especially with the curve up here for your thumb. I like it. Here's my thing. I am really, really close to that blade. You are doing light duty work with this knife only. I think the clip is good. I mean, Brian always gets his clip right. But all in all, guys, it was just my hand's really close to that blade. And if I have to hold it like this to feel like I have actual good control and I'm not just 2 fingers on the knife, it's not for me. The other thing for me design-wise with this knife is right out here on the tip. Now, Brian likes his swedges. You can almost see it right there where it's almost a little reflective. Guys, that's rough. That's really rough out there at the tip. Like, you could probably scrape with that tip. That's not ideal to me. That is sticking up like past down here, because obviously it slims out down here. So let me close him. So look how much of that swedge is sitting out. That's a little rough. I mean, so I just feel like I wouldn't cut myself on it, just it's less than ideal. I think that, you know, all in all, Tuya did an okay job. It's just I'm used to Brian's knives being a little more polished. But if you like small knives, I think this is a knife worth checking out. It definitely has a lot of uniqueness to it. I do think that is a fair assessment for Brian, is that it is a very unique knife. But if you love Brian Brown's or you just love unique knives, and this one's neat. But I think all in all, we're going to go back up top for my final assessment, but I think you guys can hear it in my voice. All right, we are back up top. Now, as you guys could tell, I'm a little bit hesitant on this knife. You know, Brian did lend these to me, and I am going to send them back to him, and I'm going to take some photos, and I was very happy to take a look at these knives. But I don't think these knives are up to the quality that Brian's other production knives have been, and I've handled his customs. I think his customs are also on a totally different level, obviously, but I think his other production knives are on a different level than the Dutchman's here. But for me, personally, these are going to walk the plank. Now, the reason why is gonna probably be twofold. One, I don't mind small knives, but I'm to figure out my hand placement like this, guys, that I have to go right like that, and I'm so close to this blade, it just, otherwise the knife feels weird. And I don't really like that I only have one hand position, and it just, it's awkward. The other thing is, guys, outside of the design, the fit and finish is okay. It's not bad, I just feel it's okay. It being a little rough out here on the edge, I don't really like that a whole lot. And some of the corners are, I mean, they're chamfered, but they're almost to the point where they're smooth and I feel like I'm gonna slip off the knife. Also, I'm not super in love with the carbon fiber on this one, to be honest with you guys. I think the titanium is good titanium, it's just not what I'm used to on other Brian Brown knives. So, I hate to say it, these are walking the plank. It's the first Brian Brown knife I've ever had walk the plank. But it's just that these are not personally for me. If you like small knives and you like cleavers, go grab one. Seriously. I think they're cool little knives. You can reverse flick them. That's kind of cool. I kind of like it. Do I wish I could front flip it? Yeah, but that's me. Multiple deployment methods are my favorite. You guys know that. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Plunder or Plank. And do not forget, vive memor lati, live remembering death, live life to the fullest, and I'll catch you on the next one.